Hi guys, welcome back for another video. This is gonna be my 1 month update for baby Dominic, who's sitting next to me in his cot, and also for myself, so I'm gonna split it in two. So let me start with baby Dominic first. So he was born on 15th of January at 5:34 p.m. and he weighed 6 pounds 15 ounces, so that's 3.1 kg. And he has lots of hair. He's had loads of hair since birth, and dark blue eyes. The color hasn't defined yet, but this is what it looks like it's going to be. My other son Aiden has got blue eyes as well. It's a bit like a grayish blue kind of color. And yeah, because he came really quickly, he had at birth he had a little bit of bloodshot on his right eye. But this is now gone, and yeah, and throughout the last month he's been gaining weight so nicely. It's obviously steadily. At 1 month old he weighed 4.3 kg, so that's really good weight gain. In the first month he wears 1 to 3 months clothing. He fits in them just perfectly. He's got really big feet, and most of the bodysuits I've given him, you know, the sleep suits, the all-in-one, they wouldn't fit him at the feet because he's got such big feet. But yeah, he's just adorable. Let me show him to you. This is where he sleeps. Don't worry about all the pillows around him. They're not there at night. They've just put them there so he feels that someone is next to him. So yeah, he's just so content. That's the next thing I wanted to touch on. He is such a happy baby. He's really content. All he does is sleep, eat, poop, and repeat. So honestly, I sometimes I miss him. We don't even notice that we have a second child in the house because he's so quiet. Like literally all he does is sleep and eat, bless him. He rarely cries, and that's only if he's uncomfortable or he just wants to be held in a different position, or if he's hungry. And then this is the other thing I wanted to talk about. So different. I know you shouldn't be comparing, you know, babies or children, but I keep doing that, and I keep thinking, like, how was Aiden at his age? And Aiden, he was just such a boob guy. He used to stay at my breast for hours. He just loved it. The moment I wanted to take it out, he would just wake up or, you know, start fussing a little bit. But Dominic, in comparison to Aiden, he is not bothered. He would just be at the breast and, you know, nurse if he's hungry. If he's not, he would just push me away and just, you know, fall asleep or look around or what have you. So yeah, he's just so different. He's breastfeeding very nicely. He did so from the moment he was born. He had no issues with that. I've got my notes here because otherwise I would just forget everything. He's had a little bit of a blocked nose. I think he caught a cold from my eldest one when he was about 3 weeks old, and he is 5 weeks today, so he still has a little bit of blocked nose. Nothing too serious. I've just been using some saline spray in his nose and just let it clear out by itself, really, because there's not much you can do. He's had some baby acne right after he was born, just on his face mainly, and now he's got a persistent rash on his face, and I think it's just hormonal because I've been to the GP and I've seen the health visitor about it, and she said it's fine, it's normal, it would just go by itself, so it's nothing I can do about that. He has started being a little bit more alert in the last week or so. So mainly about 3 times a day. He's got his own little routine. He wakes up at 7 to 8 in the morning, and that's when he'll be awake for a couple of hours maximum, and then obviously nurse and go back to sleep. And he would pretty much sleep throughout the day, obviously with breaks for nursing, so every hour or every 2 hours he would just wake up, nurse, fall back asleep, and again do the same thing. And then he would have another couple of hours in the evening just before 8 o'clock-ish, 8 to 9 p.m., when he would be alert and just look around and, you know, want to be held in different positions and all that. And then he would just sleep until the morning again. Such a happy baby. I'm so lucky. I know. Aiden was the same though. He wasn't a fussy baby. No colic issues, nothing like that. And looks like Dominic is the same. So I'm just a lucky, really lucky mum. When he is awake nowadays, he wants to be held upright, although we try not to keep him at that position. Obviously it's not good to bear weight on their feet because they're so young, isn't it? So but we do try and please him and sort of hold him upright so he can see what's going on around him. And he's got so much strength in his feet. He would just push his little legs against us, and his neck as well. We do some tummy time. I think we've done it from the first week, and sort of just put him on the bed or on the sofa and let him practice hold his head a little bit better, and he does that so well. Like, honestly, I can't believe it. I'll put a picture of him somewhere around me so you can see. And what else I've got here about his cord. His cord fell off on day 6, and ever since then he's left with a little bit of tissue, live tissue, where the belly button is supposed to form and close basically. And I will probably do a separate video on this, but that's what I think it's called, umbilical granuloma, and this is what the GP said he's got. So she basically, this is quite normal actually. It's nothing to worry about if you have got a baby that has the same kind of thing. But I will go into a lot more detail in a different video about this. But apparently the only treatment is to cauterize the granuloma using silver nitrate. So I'm trying to avoid that kind of treatment, and I'm using something else, but I'll let you know how it goes and what sort of results I'm getting in my next video. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. And I think this is pretty much it for Dominic's 1 month update. I can't wait to see his little personality when he starts growing up a little bit more, and I can't wait to see him a little bit more alert and hear sounds from him and all that, because he does the most adorable sound, I forgot to say, when he wants to sneeze and he can't, and he would just do a little bit like, oh, it's so adorable. I'll try and insert a video of it if I can. Okay, in terms of my postpartum recovery and an update for the last month is, let's look at weight gain and weight loss first of all. So right before I gave birth, I was 66 kilograms, and that meant I've gained about 16 kilograms from before I got pregnant, so throughout my pregnancy, which is really good weight gain. And right after I gave birth, I weighed myself and I was at 60 kilograms, so basically only 10 kg away from my pre-pregnancy weight, which is awesome. So far I haven't been concerned about weight loss and all that. I am breastfeeding, so I'm not dieting, and actually I've been feeling more hungry and more thirsty in this last month, especially right after I gave birth. So I have been indulging, and I haven't said no to a muffin or a donut or whatever, things that I might not have done when I was pregnant, because I was staying away from sweets. I didn't like them at all, but I knew this was gonna happen. I knew that as soon as I was gonna give birth, I'm gonna love sweets again and sort of indulge, which I have. But there's no biggie, you know, the weight will come off by itself. I know just by breastfeeding you're burning so many calories, and your body needs a bit more when you're breastfeeding, hence I'm craving and I want a little bit more of everything. But my expectations and plan for weight loss is about 2 kilograms each month. So by the time he will be 6 months old, I could be, you know, right back at my pre-pregnancy weight, hopefully. And I've actually started exercising this week, so I've only done it once, not nothing too strenuous, just 10 minutes of light exercising every day, which is what I've done before I got pregnant and throughout my pregnancy as well. So yeah, I'm back on doing that. I'm gonna have my 6-week postpartum checkup next week, so I'll speak to the GP and see what sort of exercises I can do. In terms of tearing and all that, I haven't had any tears from the home birth, the natural home birth that I had. I was actually feeling quite normal, and I could pee normally right after birth. I had no stinging, no nothing. I was actually feeling normal, which is so unusual because the first time around I obviously had a little bit of stinging and all that. So I was so happy to see that everything was so well, and my recovery was great from the day one basically. And my bleeding stopped after about 4 weeks, and so only recently, but I still have a little bit of yellowish discharge, which I'm going to discuss with my GP when I go and see them. So I know this is natural, and your uterus is just sort of cleaning itself, and I'm expecting it by the time I go and see my GP next week, everything will be normal again. My milk came in on day 3, and until then I had colostrum, obviously. And since then I've just been breastfeeding successfully, same as I did the first time around. I've had no depression, no signs of feeling depressed or alone or just down ever since I gave birth. I know it's still early and you could still get that, but I don't think I will. I'm actually feeling really positive and happy, and obviously the fact that he's sleeping so well and that my son is taking it so well as well, my eldest one, it's making things so much easier. And I do have so much help around me, so my parents are here helping me out, and my husband is really understanding, and so I'm really lucky to have help, and yeah, just help me feel good and adjust to this new dynamics really. I still have my linea nigra on my belly, and I will show that to you in a minute when we do a belly shot. And I don't know, I've just been good. I've just been feeling good, and yeah, I kind of miss my belly and being pregnant, but at the same time I'm happy that I've got my son here and that he's healthy and he's so lovely, and I just love him so much. And you know what they say, you know, about having a second child or a subsequent child, that you might feel like you don't, how are you going to love them in the same way you're loving your first one, where actually my heart has doubled and it has grown in size. So I've got so much love for both of my children, and yeah, I could even say I love my first one even more now. So enough with the rambling, let me show you my belly for 1 month update. So this is my belly for at 1 month postpartum. Actually it hasn't changed much since day 1. So I'll just lift my top so you can see. I've still got my linea nigra, not sure if you can actually see it on camera, but it's right here, and there's obviously some fat and excess skin. It's not too much actually, but nothing that can be fixed with some exercise and just eating sensibly. I'm not pulling at my belly, so this is literally how it looks at 1 month postpartum. Alright you guys, so this is pretty much everything for my 1 month update, both for baby Dominic and myself. If you have any burning questions for me, or if you want to see any kind of videos, let me know and I'll try and accommodate that. Until then, take care and thank you so much for watching.